Hey everyone, Berzer3, and this video is about the Atlas Passive Keystone Shadow Shaping and why I'm using it and why I'm enjoying it so far. The pros for using Shadow Shaping over Singular Focus to me are that you only need a few favored slots to make it work. You don't have to use Singular Focus, so you are still dropping Shaper maps, Conqueror maps, Synthesis maps, and some of your unique maps that you're wanting to complete your Atlas with. It's still able to run a set of favored maps. You have to have two, which may be a con, not a pro. But it also leaves an option for an Alch Go setup, so I can just blitz through maps and not have to think too much. Some of the cons are, like I said, you need two adjacent maps on your tree to run to bounce back and forth between. You're probably going to want to have 4 Watchstones already, or 4 Void Stones, and you're not 100% guaranteed to always drop the maps you need. Get about 70% chance, roughly, to sustain. And if you run out of maps that you are sustaining between those two, you'll probably have to buy a couple or just, pick a different Atlas tree and run around for a while till you collect a few more, if that's your options. Anyway, so let's look at the wiki here. The too long didn't read, the TLDR is you take the maps you want to run, the 2, and you favorite all the connected maps around it so that they cannot drop, abusing the chance for a connected map to drop, and your connected maps will be the 2 maps that you are bouncing between. Shadow Shaping says, maps found cannot be your favored maps. Maps found have a plus 1% chance to have a special implicit modifier for each different map you have favored. Like I said, here's a list of some of the implicits. I don't drop them all too often. I currently have only 10 of my favorite slots. But getting an additional strong boxes or breaches or shrines or whatever content you're interested in having in your maps, every now and then it's kind of a nice break from things. Singular Focus has the maps have a 200% more chance to be favored, but your non-favored maps drop as currency. So that's blocking a lot of chances for synthesis maps, unique maps. You can still technically drop Shaper and Elder Guardian maps. They're just only if they drop as your favorite map, which, can or cannot be good. And you're not going to be dropping unique maps necessarily. So let me look at our tree here. So I am currently running promenades and atoll maps. I like the atoll map. I like the layout, not too hard. The destination card is a fun card to be able to drop. And same with Promenade, not a hard map to run. I like the layout, and it gives me a chance to drop patient cards, to turn into nurse cards, to turn into headhunters, without having to run 1,000 maps to hope I drop one. Not having to do any big tech like doctors or anything like that. So what we did in this situation is I went ahead and blocked all the connected maps between Atoll and Promenade. So the Atoll is connected to the Promenade, so the ones that are not connected would be, we favor, aka block, Cursed Crypt, Chateau. We come to Atoll and we block Coliseum, and we block Vault. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Only need 4 favored slots to make this happen, which we can talk about later if you want to swing by and find out how the best way to get your favorite watch or your favorite slots unlocked. And then to increase the chance for that implicit modifier that we saw, to get another 8% chance, you can pick maps that you don't like. I sort of just picked maps that were connected to these, again, like 2 away, such as, I think Arachnid Tomb was somewhere around here. I honestly can't remember. But the basics, it doesn't matter, that part. You want to do Atoll Promenade like I'm doing, you just block the 4 that are connected to these. And that way, when we look at our Atlas passives, on my tree, my brain dead tree that I'm using here, I am looking for connected maps. And we can see I have a 5% chance for the map boss to drop an additional connected map, as well as a 68% chance for monsters in your maps to drop an additional connected map. I went all the way to the top and grabbed Unwavering Vision. I'm a fan of that as well. Give me 20 Atlas passive skill points, so I don't have to worry about spending all these extra points on connected map chance and losing out on a bunch of passive points for my tree. After that, I pretty much just went with the easy content that you don't have to spec into. Blocked all other things because not dropping Scarabs for him anyway, since the Unwavering Vision removes the ability to drop Scarabs. I spec'd into strong boxes so I can get all the strong box love. Shrines for more shrines, as well as more magic monsters and double shrines every time you click one, and Tormented Spirits. These will just give you more quantity. Can be a little rippy sometimes, but you know, you can't win them all. Pair that with the Searing Exarch altars is my preferred altar, dropping currency like Cartographer Chisels, mainly Cartographer Chisels and Chaos Orbs and double Divination cards if you happen to get your Nurse card, your Patient card, your Fortunate cards, dropping things like that. You can get double chance for that. Real easy to get over to Eldritch Gateway this way to do the blue altars, if that is what you prefer, or if you don't want to do the Tormented Spirits on this side, you just path over, but really doesn't matter. Again, not taking Singular Focus, I didn't mention earlier. Also, I believe allows you to drop tier 17 maps. I think Singular Focus will block out tier 17 maps from dropping, which if you're running them, they're profitable, and if you're not, you can sell them pretty easily. That's that for that strategy. Like I said, it's pretty easy. About a 68% chance. Factor in the 5% chance for my map boss. Make it about, roughly 70% chance that I'm going to drop a map. Another one of the cons are that if I end up dropping not an atoll or a promenade and I fall out of this, it's going to be a little tricky to pick up a map pool again. You'd have to go buy some, or you have to just use a different Atlas tree that you have set up to set it up without Singular Focus, and a little annoying to go back in and refavorite all your maps as Promenade and Atoll to hope to drop a bunch of those. That's a little tedious, but not too hard, but sometimes I just don't want to deal with that, so I can understand that. Some other examples of maps that are pretty good to run are the Mesa and Dry Sea maps, both of which have Fortunate cards in them for 2 Divines, and pretty decent maps to run. And if you happen to get lucky and get a Nameless Seer in your map, you can scry a map, which will allow you, if you're in a Mesa map, it'll allow you to apply those cards to another map. A friend of mine was enjoying his Toxic Sewer maps, but the Toxic Sewer doesn't have the best Divination cards, although it's a pretty good map. Same with City Square. So he scried Mesa map cards, I believe, to the Toxic Sewer, so he can drop Fortunate cards in there with a pretty nice layout. As well as City Square is just a big open City Square. Easy to run through. You can kill the bosses right away because they're right through the front door. That way you can use your altars and target the monster and eldritch packs instead of having the altars give you the mods for buffing up the map bosses, which usually aren't too great. Other than that, that's my current strat and what I'm running. I do have a second strat where I'm using my Harvest and Abyss as well as Shadow Shaping, but my connected chance is only about 30. But I'm using that for when I get a little bored of what I'm doing. That's what I'm using my other trees for. Still haven't used a third tree, so if you've got any Atlas strats that you think are awesome and you want to swing by the stream or leave it in the comments below on things you want to see me try out or anything like that, let me know. Otherwise, have a great time. Appreciate you for watching the video, and hopefully I'll see you swing by or sometime soon. Peace.